All right, we are recording. So thank you guys. Hello, welcome. It's September 19th. This is our very first group getting started right call. So we are excited that you guys are here tonight, like really excited. We are going to try and keep the call as short as possible. We understand that this is a time commitment to be on these calls. So I'm going to just leave it at that and jump right into things. So for those of you guys who don't know me, I am Kelly Forrestal. I'm a leader of this group, so to speak. We've got kind of like a cluster of leaders that help out in this group. But if you see my name, that's me. I live in Port St. Lucie, Florida. I am from Chicago, so I am like full-blown Midwest gal that is living down here in Florida in like an East Coast world, guys, is really what it is. And yeah, I'm a mom and a wife, and I got 2 dogs, and that's pretty much a little bit about me. My life is pretty boring, guys. I'm sorry to say that, but I'm also going to have Jermaine introduce herself when she's going to talk to us here soon too. So Jermaine, can you introduce yourself now, just so everybody knows a little bit about you before we get going? You're in, I think
I sure can. So hi guys. So my name is Jermaine Parker. I am also one of the leaders on your team. So that loud person, most times that's me. I am like Kelly. I am a mom. I'm a wife. I have 3 little boys. I live in Houston, where it is hot as balls. So if you want to visit Texas, come my way. But I am super excited to get to know you guys. It is so fun seeing so many new faces. So I can't wait to learn more about you guys, and welcome to our team. We are so excited to have you.
So with that being said, we do have a schedule, so to speak, tonight that we're going to cover a bunch of different topics with you guys. But of course, the very first thing we want to talk to you guys about is goal setting, because you're here for a reason, right? You guys most likely signed on with some why, why are you here? I'm sure if you're not new to network marketing, you've heard the why before. And that's super powerful. Your why, I'm sure, is probably something that's going to make you emotional. So setting goals, there are just a few tips we like to share off the bat, which is mainly around them. I'm sure I think a lot of people have heard about SMART goals, which stands for, oh my gosh, you guys, it's, what does it stand for again? I know it is time, I'm like going backwards. What's S again?
Specific?
Yeah, specific.
Measurable?
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
specific, measurable.
Oh my gosh.
Like achievable, attainable?
Yes. Thank you. Look at Jermaine. Of course she knows this.
No, I don't, you guys. I'm just winging it.
And the last one, the T, is time conscious. So specific, measurable, attainable, reasonable, and time specific. I'm pretty sure those are the ones. Gosh, I'm like, and I feel like I learned those in like 2nd grade too. But anyways, mind blank there. Those are the things that you want to be considering when you're setting goals, because basically you don't want to set a goal. You can't hop into network marketing and be like, I'm going to earn 6 figures in a month. No, it's not realistic. The likelihood of that happening is very slim. And while I truly do believe everybody that's on this call has the ability to take advantage of this opportunity that we have at hand to earn a crazy amount of money, if you're willing to take advantage of the time. So just in terms of goals, one of the biggest things we want to talk to you guys about is that we want you to share your goals with your upline. So with that being said, that means, maybe sitting down, and I'm going to challenge you all to sit down and set a 1-month goal, a 3-month goal, a 6-month goal, and a year goal. So 4 different goals. That's something I know I did when I signed up. I know Jermaine has done that. I know Courtney has done it. So we basically want you to take that information, what your goals are, and bring it to your upline, because you reaching out to your upline is kind of in a way an accountability for you, because that is something we want you to be excited about, the fact that, guys, this is your business. Like, how exciting is that? This is legitimately your business. We are not your bosses. We don't want to be your bosses. We don't want you to feel like, oh God, Kelly and Jermaine are messaging me again. We don't want you to ever feel like that, or that you can't come to your upline, your sponsor, with questions, concerns. But with that being said, we want to make sure that you are holding yourself a certain level of accountability, because at the end of the day, like I said, this is your business. We're not going to force you to work this business. We're not going to force you to do something that you don't want to do. This is supposed to be a super fun thing, and being fun and keeping this fun is a huge goal in this team. We've got an amazing culture going on, and we do not want people not having fun. Fun is good. So with that being said, Jermaine, did you want to quickly cover well, I guess I'll really fast. Let me finish this. The groups, I guess that's what I was going to say, but I'm going to cover mindset really fast, because I feel like the mindset portion of this call kind of goes along with accountability. So before we touch upon the groups and like how our groups work, these are like the main things that kind of all run together. But mindset, guys, straight up with you, we're like 2 minutes into the call. We're like 5 minutes in the call, really. And I'm going to tell you that this is going to be hard sometimes. Like, straight up going to be honest that it can be hard, and people are going to say no, and that can be discouraging. That's why you have us, for one, but also number two, you've got to remember that you're in charge of your own mindset, similar to accountability, right? Like, we're not going to force you to work this business. If you don't want to work the business, that's okay, because it's your business. But we also want to make sure that you are taking the necessary actions to get into the right mindset. We're all going to have those funky days, you guys. We're all going to have those days where we're just like, oh, I can't do anything right now. I just am not into it. And we encourage people, for when you're feeling like that is a day, to take the day off of the business. Don't stress about the business. Again, this is supposed to be a lot of fun. Maybe that would be a good day to listen to some personal development. We've got awesome books we can recommend to you. We've got tons of podcasts, tons of YouTube videos. Literally, we are exploding with personal development. So if you're ever feeling, and honestly, it sounds silly, but Google is a huge resource. If you're feeling discouraged because, for example, you are hearing too many no's, Google, hearing no in network marketing, how to turn it around, or something like that. And you're going to get videos. You're going to pull up Ray Higdon. You're going to pull up all of these awesome articles. And even just sitting down and reading those, or listening to a podcast, that can drastically change your mindset, which is honestly going to drastically change that accountability part that we want you to be aware of and to take advantage of, because again, this is your business. So with that being said, that's like the very opening of things. We do want to kind of explain our group to you guys, so you kind of have an idea of what to expect in these groups, and what to do. So Jermaine is going to cover that portion. Wait. Oh, okay, you're good.
Hey guys, it is me again. So when you guys were welcomed into our team page, you were welcomed under a post, right? And it's our pinned post. And if you read it, at the top, it says, Kelly, Jenia, Jermaine, and Courtney welcome you to the team, but please don't ever feel that it is our group. It is just our group because it belongs to all of us. So we want you guys to share your struggles, share what's working for you. If you're really good at something, share it with us. I can tell you right now, I suck at Instagram. Like, I am the worst. So if you're good on Instagram, share it with the team. The only reason why Kelly, Jenia, me, and Courtney's name is up there is because we started with nobody. So those were the only people we can tag. So now that we have all of you amazing people, like, we need your brain work to help us getting things going, you know, because sometimes we don't see things from a different type of perspective. So if we can get yours, it'll make it so much easier. Like, we just welcomed Megan onto our team not too long ago, and she has made some trainings that are mind-blowing, you guys. So that is you. Like, we're all leaders here, and we want you guys all to feel like you're free to share your thoughts, share your mind. Like, nobody is going to ding you because you said something on a team page and that's not allowed. Like, it's our group, okay? So I just wanted to make sure that you guys know that, because I know this isn't my first network marketing company. I have been in other teams before where you sharing something was kind of frowned upon, and you posting on the team page, it had to get approved. And sometimes they don't approve it because there's too many people and we don't want to fill up the feed. That is not who we are here. We want you to share your things. So that is for that. We also have another group, which is our ATM group. We are slowly converting that from our sneak peek group. So it's still in the works. We need some help with that. So if you guys have amazing transformations, or if you guys have customers who have amazing stories, add them into that group and share the stories with everybody. I don't know if you guys are all in that group, but if you're not, reach out to one of us or your upline and we can get you guys added. It's called the Dynasty Happiness Project, and it was our sneak peek for business, but we're just going to use it and roll it around into our ATM group. And yes, Miss Courtney Butler explained there. I am so sorry. I always assume that everybody knows what it means and you guys don't. So it's the add tag message. So basically, we're going to have a pinned post in there. And the same way you were added into our team page, you're going to add your people into that group. You're going to add them, you're going to tag them in the pin post, and then you're going to continue like staying in contact with them. And that's what the messaging portion is about. So we have that going. It just started. If you guys are amazing with ATM groups, let us know, because we all just started. We don't really know like the best way to do things. We're just learning as we grow. So if you know something, you will totally help us out.
So that was awesome, because with that being said, as you guys can see, we're hosting this call with you guys tonight and we're still learning. Like, I literally was like, what's smart goals again? Like, I am human just like you guys. What? I can't read what that says. Can you read what that says, Jermaine? You have to type it in. Something with permission or something like that.
Who has permission?
Have one. Just unmute.
I don't see it. You guys,
I'm unmuting you. What did it say?
Add with permission only. Forgot to add that in.
Yes,
Don't kidnap anybody.
No, please don't do that. Like, it's literally like kidnapping. Someone grabs you, throws you in a van, and places you in a store and says shop. Like, we don't want that. Like, we want our community to be fun, and the only way it's going to stay fun is people are willing to be there. So just treat people how you want to be treated, and the world will work like miraculously happy.
Yes.
So thank you for pointing that out, girlfriend.
Yes. Always ask people, like, always, guys. But my point being is that we are human and learning just like you guys. I know that there's a lot of people that are brand new to network marketing, and I know that there's a lot of seasoned network marketers on here too. So we want to just make the best community as we possibly can. And that just basically is going to, essentially we're going to do that by adding you guys and having you guys, be a part of this community. It's not just a community that like we share in it, like it's your community too. It's your home. So, the next thing we're going to talk to you guys about, which kind of, again, flows perfectly into it, is the daily tasks, and just kind of like, oh my gosh, I started this network marketing thing, and like, now what? Like, what am I supposed to do every single day? Like, am I supposed to be doing something every single day? Like, now what? So we recommend to set daily tasks. And even if it's 20 minutes, guys, even if you sit down for 20 minutes and just bang out five messages, and you do 2 follow-ups, and maybe you check the team page, that is going to be so much better and so much less overwhelming than taking like 5 hours on a Saturday and trying to catch up on everything. Because that's when I feel people get overwhelmed, when they're like, well, that just took my entire day. And, now I missed my time with my family, and now I am just exhausted. And it kind of loses the fun when that happens. So if that's something that works for you, cool. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, like, don't do that, because obviously it works for you. But we do try to recommend having, simple daily tasks. So you're probably like, okay, Kelly, like, what are these tasks? So for me, I try to connect with 10 new people every day. These are obviously just my personal goals. You can set your own personal number. That may be you want to talk to 2 new people every day. I also try to add 5 new friends every day. So that's me, looking through some Facebook groups. I'm also, maybe if I'm on Instagram, I'm following some new people so that I can get some followers in return. Just trying to expand my network by 5 people every day. I follow up with I clear out my inbox essentially every day. So these are my personal ones that I do. I also try to go live every other day. That's a personal thing. If you haven't gone live on Facebook yet, you guys, we are going to push you to try and go live on Facebook, because Facebook Lives are a game changer for your business. They are, and I know that they can be very dreaded sometimes and very scary. We will absolutely help you and prep you and get you, basically completely ready to do it. But once you pull the Band-Aid off, it's not as bad as you think, I promise. So, set daily tasks. There are a lot of people make them into pretty fun things. Some people use whiteboards so that they can check it off every single day. Some people use their phones, but write it down. Write down what your daily tasks are, and don't overwhelm yourself with it, because if you don't get it done, it's okay. Just maybe try for the next day and things like that. So the next thing is this is just really a tip that I wrote down. I put, don't study, but seek out information in all of the groups. So again, going back to the accountability, I don't think it's personally necessary. There is a difference between information overload and having all of the information, because you can research and research and research and know what every ingredient does and how it affects the body, and then do absolutely nothing with that research. Whereas we would much rather you know where to find the information, right? So in our team page, in our uplines team page, which is Team Momentum, in that ATM group, hopefully we'll have some answered questions and things like that in there. So know your information, but don't waste all of your energy on knowing the tiny, tiny details. If that makes sense. I'm not saying, for me, Jermaine is not an ingredient person. She does not want to know all of the ins and outs of the ingredients. I personally do. I actually posted in our announcements, or in the welcome post that you're likely tagged in, there is a document in there that has an explanation of what each ingredient does for the body. So, I have that there. I understand the general idea of what it is, but I'm not going to study that information. I would much rather you take that time to connect with somebody new, because that is what's going to grow your business and not drain you either, because it's exciting when you're talking to new people. So the next thing, let me see that I have written down here. Jermaine, do you want to do a quick product info on our top 3 sellers, at least, just so Are you muted?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I can do that. It's kind of crazy that Kelly said I don't care about ingredients, but I'm doing this, right?
Touche.
But you guys do not need to know anything about the coffee. I swear to God, I know nothing. And people, when they ask me questions, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how it works or why it works. I just know when I drink this thing, I feel XYZ, and people want to buy it. So if I'm talking to people like Kelly, of course, I can show them where to go to get that information, but I don't spend a lot of time trying to explain that to you, because what is it going to do to tell you that our coffee's made from green beans that came from the Malaysia, that, I don't know, Timbuktu mountains, and none of that matters. So if you're not familiar, one of our highest selling products are the coffee, and my lighting is pretty bad, so you probably can't see it, but it's the coffee that comes in a tub, or it comes in a baggie. So you have either one of these, I am sure. The tub I keep for myself, and then I buy these little baggies to send out for like samples and things like that. So it's up to you, whatever you want to do. You can send samples if you want to. Some charge for it, some give one for free. Whatever works for you, that's what you guys do to grow your business. But that's the two that we have. This has 30 days supply, and this has 24. So that's the difference between the two. Can you take them out first? Sorry guys, I'm in my bedroom and my kid just got out of the shower, so excuse that hot mess. But another thing we have on top of that, and this is actually my favorite product. Can you guys see that? It's Xantho Max. So it is a peel, and I am not a peel person, you guys. Like when I first found out about it, I was like, nah, I don't need to take that because that's just so weird, you know? So it's a peel. And again, I don't know what's in this thing, you guys. It has turmeric and xanthohumol. There is a website for it. But all I know is that when I take this peel, I sleep so much better, and my cravings are like curbed way better. My energy is like through the roof even more. And I'm already an energetic person, and I don't have problems with sleep. So I thought I don't need to take that. But I decided to take it because I cannot talk about something that I don't know. And if you guys didn't know, these two together is what we call dose. And all it is it's the, I'm going to butcher this. I wrote it down. It releases in your brain naturally the dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and the endorphins. So this releases the oxytocin, and this releases everything else. When you combine it together, it releases everything. So if you haven't tried this yet, I would highly recommend you try it so that you can see what it does for you. That way you can talk about it. Another one we have is for people who do not drink coffee, and I forgot to bring my tub up here, but we have a chocolate that I have my kids drink it because I have a son with autism, and it helps calm him down. And my other teenager is lazy as heck, you guys. So I make him drink it, and it makes him feel like he wants to clean his room. So for people who are caffeine sensitive, you can recommend chocolate as well. So those are the top sellers as far as like dose and our coffee goes. But we also just released a hemp oil called Hemplavate, and that is Kelly's boo. So if you guys need information on that, Kelly can tell you everything you need to know. So I don't care about ingredients, like I said, but I'm using it on my son with autism. So when it's time for me to talk about it, I can share what it has done for me. So whichever way you go, like if you are into ingredients and you want to know everything you're putting in your body before you put it in your body, we have the information for you. If you just want to try it and tell people your story, that's what I do. So choose whichever works for you. There's always someone that can help you. So you can ask any one of us, you guys. If you don't want to ask your upline, if it's something you want to ask us, feel free to reach out to us. We are willing to help you in any way that we can.
Hands down, guys. And there's tons of resources as well, but don't ever hesitate to reach out to one of us or really anybody in the team page, or post your question in the team page too, because I'm sure you'll get 1,000 answers there too. But the next thing, I'm trying to see, where are we on the list? The next thing I wanted to talk about, and actually I'm thinking, Jermaine, since we're kind of talking, I want to just make a note really fast, because I'm going to transition into our next topic. But I think that Jermaine just did an awesome job at what our next topic is going to be, that I'm going to call her out on it right now. If you guys didn't notice, Jermaine just basically told you her story on those products, right? So she was like, here's a little bit about the information, but here's what I'm doing with it. And here's what it makes me feel like this is Xanthomax, that makes me feel like I can sleep for days. Like I sleep so good. Or she's like, you know, here's the chocolate and I give that to my son and he wants to clean his room all the time. Like he's good to go when I give it to him. So she's telling you guys about these products, but she's also telling you her story. So the next thing we want to talk to you guys about is about storytelling and how you're probably wondering, how do I post? Like, how am I going to start sharing about this with people? So Jermaine, I'm handing it back to you to talk to them a little bit about the storytelling.
So storytelling is my boo, you guys, because I do not like ingredients. So I have to find something that works for me, and storytelling is amazing. So I went to our convention that we had. Well, it's not a convention, but we had a Sensational Saturday. If there is one near you guys, I highly recommend you guys go. But I went to a training on Saturday, and I live in Houston, like I said, and the entire audience, you guys, they were old enough to be my mom and dad and my grandma and grandpa, but they were killing it in the business. And I'm like, what are they doing? I spent the entire time trying to figure out, what are they doing that's making them have this success? And you know what I realized? I'm on the right track, because I don't come off as being a know-it-all. I just want to share my story. And I would highly recommend that you guys get really good at sharing your story, because that's the only two things we have to do in this business is get somebody to drink that coffee. It is instant gratification. As soon as you try it, like, your brain is going to open and you're going to wonder, like, how do I not run out of this thing? So you get people to try your product, and then you just share your story, and that's it. And you do the same thing over and over and over again. And so how do you even share your story? I just did it unintentionally. I didn't plan on doing that, but it's just natural to me. So there are 3 things you need to pay attention to when trying to tell your story. So write this thing down. So number 1 is why. Why are you here? Why did you decide to do network marketing? Why are you drinking the coffee? Like, why? There's a reason why. And you have a beautiful story that you don't know yet because you haven't sat to think about it. So first step is why. Figure out, why are you doing this? Not your why, the why that makes you cry. Not that. That's important. But you need to figure out, why did you drink this coffee? Why were you attracted to this business opportunity? Why are you here? The next thing you have to talk about is, what has it done for you? What has the product done for you? What does it do for your family? What is the business opportunity doing for you? And you guys, it doesn't always have to be big, monumental wins. Like, I posted today on my social media that I love flowers with all my heart, but I never bought them. I bought them on special occasions because I felt guilty spending money on something that was going to die. Well, now that I have this business, I don't worry about that money anymore, because I know that I am helping my family financially. So I buy flowers every single week. Easy day. Share, what has it done for you? And it has done a lot for you. Maybe you live in a town where you have no friends. That's me. Military family, you're migrated here. I know nobody. The community keeps me connected to the world. So what does it do for you? What has it done for you, product-wise, business-wise? And lastly, when you're just starting out, sometimes you don't have a lot of the what has it done for you. So talk about where. Where do you plan to go with this? Like, where do you want this to take you? My goal is, my husband retired from the Navy last year. We're going on 2 years of retirement, but he didn't get to fully retire, because let's be real here, when you retire from the military, you go out and you get a job. So my where is, this business is going to take me to fully retire my husband. So share what you plan to do with it, and people will relate to you. And there is so many older people on our team, are not on our team and in our company in general. And I don't know about you guys, but if you've done network marketing before, you know that the old people, they don't normally have success, right? Like, I was in Beachbody, And a lot of the top people kind of had the same look. They were blonde, they were fit, they were younger. Here we have a lot of diversity, and it's because the older people, I realized at this event, the older people don't spend time memorizing the products, and they don't spend time trying to figure out how to create a brand. And they don't spend so much time trying to get on YouTube and post the perfect post. All they do is share their story. My bones ache. And now that I take this, I wake up and I don't have cracks on my body anymore. I am so old. I am 60 years old. I'm so tired. I drink this coffee and now I can clean my own car. You guys, it is like mind-blowing that it's so simple, but sometimes we overcomplicate it, okay? So that is what I wanted to share with you guys. If you need help with storytelling, I told you that is my boo. I will help you. So just reach out to me and let me know what you're struggling with.
If you're not following Jermaine yet, go follow her, go add her as a friend, whatever you need to do, because her traction marketing, you guys, on point. But the biggest thing with storytelling really is, guys, don't overcomplicate it. Don't try, while we want you to create a brand for yourself, we also want you to realize that you're a real human. You are not a brand. Like the brand is you, but you are not the brand. I know that sounds like really crazy, but you are a human. So guess what? That means being truthful. That means you're not always going to have a great day. For me, yesterday it was admitting the fact that this is my 6th network marketing company. If you're in network marketing, a lot of us are kind of like, oh gosh, this is my 5th one. I can't say that out loud. And it's okay. You're human. So if you're ever feeling stuck when you're about to post, you're overcomplicating it. You're overthinking it. Just stop altogether, reset, and then rethink about it, because it shouldn't make you so anxious where you're like, I literally don't know what to say, because it should come naturally. So storytelling. And again, we want you guys to have fun. You should be excited to tell stories, right? Like that it's supposed to be a fun thing, guys. So the next thing we're going to talk to you guys about, I'm going to quickly show you guys my back office, just to kind of poke through a little bit, show you guys just the ins and outs of it. So let me share my screen here with you guys. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to pull it up here too so that I can be like logged in. Because it logs you out after it's sitting there for a minute. All right. So share screen. Share screen. Share. Can you guys see that? Yeah? Hello? Good? Okay. So if you're brand new network marketing, these back offices can be a little overwhelming. This is obviously my back office. Now, the biggest thing we want to show you guys is if you're wondering what your websites are, well, you come right here and it's going to show you. These are your customer websites. The ones I've never sent out, fieldose.com. I really only send out elevacity.com, hemplevate.com, and then ellepreneur.com. So if you're ever like, oh my gosh, what's my actual screen name? This is where you find it in your back office. You just log in. If you are wanting to manage your smart ship, we've got a whole option here for you to manage your smart ship. You can also click to shop. So if you can add to your smart ship here, or just do a monthly one-time purchase. Here is now the only thing. I'm not going to go through everything, like I said, guys, it's going to be really quick, but the tree viewer, I want to point out that when you come here, it's like, this is a pain to look at this like this. So I want to make sure that you all know that you can click list view and it's going to show your downline. And then obviously you can click these and then it's going to show their downline and all of the above. So list view when you go to your organization and tree viewer. It's way easier to see what's going on, what everyone's volume is. This little button over here on the side will show you, sorry, Jenia, this is Jenia is killing it this month. She's got, this is like her volume, her personal volume, and her organizational volume. So if you're ever looking for information like that, that is where you find it. This snapshot is pretty cool to kind of see the numbers of everything. This is just for this month. So up to date this month, guys, we've added 96 customers and 38 elopreneurs just this month, which is totally crazy. But you can get some cool biz insights back here. And then the only, here is where you're going to see your commissions, and it's going to take you to a whole separate website. I'm not going to go into it, but you're going to have to basically log into it. This is where you will see your commission. You'll see, I'll click it so you guys can see. You click this and it's going to take you. But obviously, we'll walk you through step by step on how to do that. And I think that's basic. We do have a ton of, there's even documents back here. You can look up the e-blast that you get if you're not. But here is, like I said, tons and tons of stuff. Just, I think that there is also, there's all these stuff in here, guys. Like, just poke around. You guys have lots and lots of training series. These are all the webinars. Don't feel like you have to watch them all. I'm not gonna lie, I have not watched them. But if you are an information type person, that is where you're gonna go. That's basically the back office. Did I miss anything in the back office? I don't think so. Okay. So on to the next thing, which we are now going to, let me pull up my notes again, you guys. We are going to now talk about the good old samples. So if you haven't done anything with samples before, one of the biggest things that we do talk about a lot and kind of preach about is samples. You guys, right now, the business is at such a ground floor opportunity that you are going to see and Jermaine will attest to this because Jermaine had felt some type of way about samples. I'll explain in a minute here, but you want to get the product in people's hand. You want to know why? Because the products work. That's why you're here, right? Because the products are amazing. Most likely you try to sample yourself, maybe even. So the biggest thing is samples. You're free to kind of sample however you want. We do offer shareables, which are pre-packaged, ready to go samples. You get 11 of chocolate. There's 2 chocolate and 2 Xantho Max in them. You get 11. This is all in one box. So 11 chocolate, 11 half and half. So half chocolate, it's 1 stick of chocolate, 1 stick of coffee with 2 Xantho Max. And then you're going to get 11 2 coffees Xantho Max. So 33 come total in the box of shareables. It's $250 for the box of shareables. We do recommend, we don't have to, but we do normally recommend that you share those or you sell those shareables. So you're making your investment back on the samples if that's something you want to do. I personally, if I have shareables, I sell them for $8. Some people sell them up for $10. I also buy extra bags of the sticks that Jermaine showed. The bags, they have sticks in them. And I literally will throw them in a thank you card. It's a larger thank you card and a couple of forever stamps, and I'm good to go. So the biggest thing with samples, I would say, is just we're trying to get the product into people's hands because that is really going to be a selling point for them because likely they're going to feel something because the coffee is awesome. So just wanted to touch base on samples. That is something that we do. That is something that we recommend. It doesn't need to be super complicated. You don't need to like go to the post office to do it. If you have questions about that, again, feel free to reach out to one of us about that. But with that being said, we are going to talk to you guys now, since we're like, okay, we're talking about samples. The biggest thing that I have learned is that you got to keep track of who you're sending samples to, who you're talking to, who's interested, and what are they interested in. So Jermaine's going to talk to us again about tracking, and it's all you, the floor. I'm muting you. Wait. You're good.
It's true, you guys. Like, I was so anti to samples because I don't like people to take advantage of me. I'm just being honest. So I was like, I am not sending out samples because I have a lot of customers. Like, I got a lot of customers when I first started because it's coffee. But then I went to that event again, and I'm very open to other suggestions. And a lot of those people at that event, they got big people to join them because they gave them a sample. So I told Kelly, okay, fine. I am going to try this out. I'm going to do it. I'm going to send out free samples I sent one free sample to people, and I told them this is the only time I'm doing it. So it depends on what my feedback comes back. But if it's horrible, I'm not doing that again. I'm going to charge. But I met a girl on Instagram who's local to me, and I met her yesterday at Starbucks, and I told Kelly, I pray to God this is not awkward because I've never done this, but she wanted a sample. So I'm like, okay, let me just bring it to you because we live 5 minutes away. So I gave her a sample. She drank it today. I gave it to her yesterday. She drank it today. Now she wants to order, and she's thinking about becoming a rep. So I told Kelly, fine, you're right, samples work. But you guys, they do because it's immediate gratification as soon as you drink it. So when you're giving out samples, sometimes if you give out too many samples, people are not going to drink it right away because they're not holding value in it. So when I posted about my samples, I said I'm only doing it one time and you're only getting one. So the likelihood for them to drink it is probably high because I've never done it before, and I told them this is it. But when you send out samples, track it, because you may be sending out samples a lot. Like if you send out 50 sticks, 51 piece, 50 people, you're not going to remember in your head who took that sample. And unfortunately, some people are jerks and they're going to try to take advantage of you. So write it down on a piece of paper. If you do like spreadsheets, if that's your thing, do that. I am not a spreadsheet person. I am like a paper and pen person. But not only the fact that maybe they might take advantage of you, because maybe they won't. Maybe you have amazing friends who cherish you and they know you paid for that, so they're not going to try to rip you off. But how will you follow up with them? Like, how will you know when to ask them how the coffee felt? You won't remember all those people, so write them down. So what I did was the people who I mailed a sample to, I wrote their name down and the day that I mailed it. And in my little package, I told them, when you receive this, let me know. If they don't reach out to me at the end of the week, I'm going to reach out to them on Saturday to see if they've received it. And then I'm going to write the day that they've received it, and I'll find out when they drank it. So after they drink it, maybe in like 2 days, a day or two, I'm going to follow up with them. So it's super simple, super basic, but that's all I'm doing to keep track of it. So you have a whole list of people. But in my experience, because I've had a few people try samples now, they come back to you. They drink that coffee and they're like, what is this thing? Like, is this even legal? Like, how do I buy more? So a lot of them will come back to you, but the ones who don't, you want to make sure you have them written down. And the way I track my samples is the exact same way I track my business. So like Kelly mentioned earlier, you want to have a plan on what you're going to do every single day. I have children. I don't know about you guys if you have children, and children make you crazy. Okay. I only have 3 kids, but that 3 kids drives me bonkers. So I put my life in a planner. Every single thing I'm going to do, I write it in my planner. And that way I know that I need to do these things. Because if I don't, I will end up scrolling on Facebook for hours, getting nothing done. So try to keep yourself organized. You do not need to have a fancy planner. I just bought this at Target for like $14. So I keep my life in a planner. And then, like I said, I keep my customers and my reps in a binder. So my customers and my reps, they all get 1 page each. And as I get these new people, I just write their name, the day they started, what, like if they're a customer, I have a section for them. If they're a rep, I have another section. But as I grow, I'm not going to remember all these people, and I want to stay connected to them. So like if I have a new rep, and I'm getting to know her, when I find out something about her, her children's name, her birthday, whatever, I love to love my people. So I want to know as much about them as possible, but I won't memorize it because I even forget my kids' names sometimes. So I write it down here. And then my customers, it comes in handy because I had a customer who told me, and this is the very first time I've ever heard this, you guys, but she told me that drinking the coffee made her constipated. It's insane, right? Like I had probably 45 people who have bought coffee from me and nobody ever told me that. But I wrote it down because later on down the line, Sally might come to me and be like, I have constipation too. And I can tell her, you know what? Like, let me pull this out and check because I remember Joy had constipation and this is what we did to have her fix that. So I use it as a reference. If people have problems, I write it down because someone else may have that problem and I can go back and reference it. And it also makes you follow up. Like you can go through it and you can be like, oh my gosh, like Sally ordered her coffee like September 1st. I haven't checked in with her. Let me check in with her. So that's what I do here. As far as my prospecting goes, I also don't do anything crazy. Like they have Streak and I don't know, like Teamsy, all these other crazy things. I don't do that, you guys. I use paper and pen and I track my people the same exact way. When I talk to somebody, I write their name down. Whether they tell me yes or no, I track every single person I talk to. And then I put like little notes by their name when I talk to them. And then I just follow up as I go. Because it's going to take you a lot of times to sometimes get people to sign up. How many of you guys signed up right away? So I want you guys to raise your hand if your upline messaged you one time and that very same day you said, I'm in, sign me up, give me your link.
And if you can't raise your hand, then type in the comments if that's.
Yeah, type in the comments. Who did that? I want to see. We'll wait. We'll give it a few minutes.
Courtney, get out of here.
Well, Courtney is a liar.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. But see how many of us are on this call and only one person did that, you guys. It's not normal for someone to sign up right away. So you want to keep track of your people because sometimes you're going to have to talk to them for 2 weeks straight, a month. I have people who I talked to a year ago. I was in a different opportunity, okay? I invited them to a different opportunity and they didn't do it. And now they're here in my new opportunity. So you just got to keep track of your people.
Yeah, keeping track and having a list of who you've talked to, but also I suggest creating a chicken list, which if you don't know what a chicken list is, basically it just means creating a list of your dream team. So I'm sure you guys have maybe some people that you follow for inspiration. Maybe it's like a friend that does really awesome at whatever. Write them down. And, you know, I definitely encourage you guys to, once you feel comfortable, reach out to your chicken list. I will say today, even, she's not on the call, but a teammate reached out to a high influencer in the keto blog world. Her name's Beth Hancock. Totally will give her credit for it because she's amazing. She reached out to, oh my gosh, she's like the Keto Traveler. I think is something, I totally may have botched her Instagram name, but my point is she's got 96,000 followers. You heard that? Almost 100,000 followers. And Beth reached out to her just saying, you know, have you heard of this company? Have you heard of this coffee? I love following you. Like, I love what you share. Your blog has been huge for my keto journey. And she just kind of related to her and then said like, hey, you know, have you heard of this keto coffee? Have you heard of this company? And guess what? She responded, said, no, I haven't heard of it. Can you send me some information and a sample? What? Like, so even if nothing comes of it, the fact that she reached out to her, that was probably scary for her. I mean, almost 100,000 followers. That's a big big influencer, but you never know what's going to come of it. So I encourage you guys to create a chicken list as well. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. We've got just a few more things we're gonna talk about. With that being said, we want you guys to get comfortable talking to your people privately. My biggest tip when talking to people, we do have scripts. If you look in the file section of the Dynasty, I do use some of those scripts. I save them in my phone as text replacements. Really, the one I use constantly is the "what is coffee?" And I literally have it saved in my phone as coffee star, so that every time I type that in, it just blurts out my entire little blurb of what the coffee is, which is in the Dynasty files under scripts. So you can check those out, but the biggest thing we want you guys to do when you're talking to people is ask them questions, probe them, get to know them. Why do they want to use the coffee? You know, what can your products do for them? Keep it natural. If you're asking them questions and you're getting to know them, it's not going to feel salesy. You're going to just kind of get to know them. You're going to have a conversation. It's going to flow naturally because you're curious as to how you can help them. That is my biggest tip. But we also want you guys to utilize our third-party tool, which is www.whatsthiscoffeebiz.com. That is a landing page that we have specifically created for you guys. And it has a ton of information on the products. It has information on the business. We've got a comp plan video. We've got Hempelevate information on there. Everything that your prospect could need, you can send them that without actually sending them your Elevocity link. You want them to check that out first. And if that, they come back and they still have a lot of questions, we definitely recommend passing it off to your upline. Don't just ever start a chat, like a three-way Facebook chat or something like that, without talking to your upline or talking to that person. But utilize your upline, start a three-way chat, even better, get them on a three-way call. And basically your upline is going to close this for you. They are going to talk to your customer for you. The biggest tip, if you are going to do a three-way chat or phone call with your upline, my biggest tip when talking to your prospect about doing this three-way call or three-way chat is to talk up your upline. Like, get them excited about the fact that they get to talk to your upline because she's so cool or he's so cool and this is what he is and whatever. Because when they are then talking to your upline, or maybe it's even you helping your prospect or helping your teammate out, and they're going to feel almost like honored that they get to ask you these questions, which seems kind of silly, but it's really up to you talking to your prospect and like being excited about your upline. So with that, the last thing, there's two last things that I'm going to mention is we do also want you guys to keep posture, which we have an amazing training Megan just did. Jermaine mentioned it earlier, on the 7 P's. I'm not going to go into it because the training is amazing. So I'm going to leave it at that. But one of those P's is posture. Posture, and the only reason I'm talking about this is because we're kind of talking about how to talk to your prospects and stuff. But posture basically means, guys, you don't need to chase anybody. While we want you to follow up with people, we don't want you to be chasing them. There's definitely a difference. And I think if you've been in network marketing, you know this. And if you're new to this, we're trying to explain that because we know that you're excited about this business and we know that you want to tell everybody everything, but kind of that excitement tends to turn into word vomit where you're just like, oh my gosh, and this is what it is, and this is how you do it, and this is how much it is, and this is. Don't do that. We want you to be excited, but we want you to keep your posture and utilize the tools that you have. Send them the third-party tool. Offer them a three-way call, with your upline if that's something that you need to do. But long story short, don't chase people. I know that not only myself, but a lot of people on this team and the company truly believe in manifestation. And if you're not familiar with manifestation, definitely can recommend some stuff on it. But I truly, truly believe that if you fully immerse yourself into something that you want to accomplish, it can be accomplished if you're getting yourself in the right mindset and actually doing the things that you need to be doing, actually doing them though. So that is the general idea. That is everything we have that we're going to cover with you guys tonight. I do just want to quickly mention, if you do talk about income on your posts, to be sure you're putting the income statement, which I believe can be found in Team Momentum, which is just basically saying that like this is, you just want to be sure that you're safe on compliance side is what I'm trying to say. But the last thing I want to mention is that if you are super new and you haven't seen, we were kind of talking about this at the beginning of the call. We do have a convention going on in November that is going to be the first one that the Dynasty is going to be at. So we've got a lot of people going. It is in Atlanta. It is November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Tickets are $99 to go to convention, and we are, for anybody who is interested, we are going to be looking up like an Airbnb for the team so that one, we can keep costs down to a minimum because Airbnbs are very affordable. And two, we would really like to kind of keep it as a team bonding type of experience. It would be super fun. So that is something that we are doing. We encourage everybody to go to live events if you can make it possible, because they are a game changer for your business, for your momentum, for your energy, everything. So yeah, let's definitely open it up for questions. Does anybody have any questions before we stop recording? Because I think it's good just to see. Yes, ellapreneurevents.com is where you can find the free local events by you. Jermaine just went to one this past weekend, and she said it was incredible, and just amazed at how simple this business is. She came back, and the first thing she said, guys, was, we're overcomplicating it. So the main focus that we want is for everybody to keep it simple. Okay, does anybody have any questions that they want covered? I think we're pretty good. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for hopping on tonight. I'm going to stop recording.